Hello and welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have a gold Bel'Veth versus a gold Lee Sin. As always with these videos, sometimes random things happen and sometimes good things happen and sometimes you do the least damage and you win, but your plays were fresh. Let's see which one it is today. Obviously there's going to be a lot of Bel'Veth, a lot of Jarvan. That's the meta. If you see Gwen, I apologize. I just released the best junglers where I said she's, one of the best junglers, and I released a gameplay review after about a month where I said she's an S+ jungler. I mean, it was Canyon playing her, so good news is it's a high elo pick, and if you face it, just beat it, simply by out-tempoing it. And when I say out-tempoing it, I don't mean as slow as this Lee Sin is farming. I'm getting bored just watching him sit there, stand still, and watch the Krugs. Now, this is where I kind of like to see good stuff from gold players. You're doing red Krugs with the intent of going Raptors mid lane, but you see stuff happening on the bottom lane. The difference between you and, say, a better jungler is that they're already watching that and dragging the Krugs to finish with the intent of rotating. Here, you kind of go up like, wait, something's happening, I should go. So you lose valuable seconds, which can really add up when it comes to these sorts of ganks, right? And now, it is obviously warded, so we're a little bit wasting our time here, and we'll look at that again in a second. Obviously, Blitzcrank has hooks, so you have to be careful here not to be not to be hooked at all. Blitzcrank has no flash. Now, from a ganking assessment standpoint, you're thinking, but Virkayu, this is a good gank. You could never know that they had warded this, right? At all. Because, watch this. Watch this from our perspective. We're leashing. Okay, we're looking at the lane to see where Bel'Veth started. Boom. We knew she warded it. Now you're saying, but we didn't watch this at the beginning of the game. No, because I was speaking, we're watching the Lee Sin, we're relaxing, but in-game, if you miss this, and then you react to go for that, doo-doo. And that's the difference between a gold jungler, platinum jungler, emerald jungler, and a diamond jungler. So in this particular case, it's absolutely fine to keep going, do your Raptors, look for the mid lane, Pantheon's super strong, so you want to shut that down early, and then loop back down to kill bottom lane when they really don't expect it. Sure, you lose a bit of pressure here because you don't know the Bel'Veth started blue, which I like, by the way, because it's a bit of a misdirection. No leash, probably started Raptors, right? Probably started top side. That's what the Lee Sin will think. So let's see how the game develops from this perspective, but at this stage we should agree that we should have known it was warded. Well, things don't always work out for us, do they? If you want help implementing this information into your own game, I have a free jungle improvement resource and a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly coaching classes, Q&As, patch note rundowns, private high elo streams, as well as a private jungle Discord. And I know how to make junglers convert from low elo to gold to emerald to diamond to master plus. If you want to climb faster than anybody you know, jungle diff every game you play, head to virkayu.gg. We go to the mid lane. Can we chunk at least? Let's see, chunking is good, right? Oh, that E is so disgusting, man. The Pantheon E is what I have a problem with, but chunking is good in a gank here. Drive by, chunk, force, repositioning, hopefully a flash ideally, and then you can carry on about your day. But now, we're standing still with 8 CS at 330 waiting for a Scuttle Crab. It's literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And the Bel'Veth, hilariously, warding this thinking there's gonna be an invade and has to reset after blue for some reason. Like, you don't have to reset after blue, that's so pointless. So, horrific early game planning, horrific early jungle routes. Just go to my channel, main channel, so Virkayu Jungle Routes, a video with every jungle route in the game you need to know. And then you can use this channel where we assess lanes and talk about certain things to determine which is the best lane to gank. For example, maybe we could just do a red side quadrant on Lee Sin and go and kill the Kayle, because it's Kayle. She will shove a little bit early, which she can do. We'll just kill her and abuse her pre-6. We also can gank the Pantheon and snowball the Zed, which we of course tried to do, and did do, but no success. And if bottom lane looks gankable, like it was, then we can have good pathing with a good route to capitalize. And obviously now, unlucky mechanics do save the day in a lot of cases. Problem is here, as we see the Bel'Veth showing up with 20 CS, a red buff, no blue. So the blue is timed off, which is that's the issue here, right? It's a W here. We're looking at a blue side Bel'Veth going back to base for fear of invade from Lee Sin, even though she knows Lee Sin leashed, right? That's where you just want to do a wolf step, but ideally the Raptors is fine in this particular case. We're missing our cues. You don't want to sit still here and posture so much. We're just sharing experience. There's nothing in kill threat. You're wasting time for econ and experience. Most likely your top lane is going to stay and die anyway. Wards the open space. We know Bel'Veth's going for the Krugs. Don't do any of this. This is basically what not to do from a gold perspective, right? Absolutely. Why are we going back? You know why we're going back? You want to know exactly why you go back here? Because you don't have the 80% probability rule, right? Can I rotate to the top lane and make something happen? Yes or no? Now we're going to go in here, no kill threat at all, right? Don't even use our E for the slow, but she's not a kill threat. What could we have done instead? Big picture while we go back to base here. Bel'Veth shows up. Oh, just like the Bel'Veth in the coaching yesterday, what did I tell you to do? Q into the W. Don't miss the W, it's such a high cooldown, you really need that in your ganks, it resets the Q direction. You know, we're gonna get a kill here onto the Lee Sin. Lee Sin's gonna kill her back, like, this is just double buffs on a KO. I'm unhappy. So, red side quadrant, Bel'Veth gank top lane if you think that's right. Otherwise, just do Raptors, red Krugs, and then you see the Lee Sin go bottom side, just go steal his shit. Easy. Full back to Scuttle, gank mid lane, nice. Lee Sin's gonna show top side, you can take his Raptors and Krugs, gank bottom lane. Full back to blue side, or go back to base and then do blue side, and then gank bottom lane. Thumbs up. If the Bel'Veth does stop blue side, and Lee Sin shows up here, you just stay out and keep farming, which is what you should have been doing in the first place. You don't need to base, because you saw Lee Sin on the bottom side. Then we can gank this before Lee Sin shows up, as he shows up in the mid lane. From Lee Sin's perspective, simply do red Krugs Raptors, loop bottom lane if you think you can, with the knowledge that maybe Bel'Veth started topside, maybe she didn't. You don't know. That's where the Bel'Veth strategy is good. Executed terribly, but the idea was good. Now that Lee Sin's going to show up here, he does have Smite. Bel'Veth also has Smite, she's able to get it. Now they're going Fisting, Vampiric Scepter, and a... just go Stride Breaker. I mean, go Kraken, or go Stride first, as per your feeling on the champion. Do not go Blade first. Don't do that anymore. We do not do that anymore. If you give Kraken, Stride, Wit's End, you should be winning. The whole idea is we have 22 CS and 29 CS by 7 minutes. And the reason for that is not only are our routes incomplete in terms of, you know, why we want to do them, we're really bad at looking at the lanes and saying, hey, which ones should we go for? And of course, that takes experience and time and asking valuable questions, right? Do they win? Do they not win? But most importantly, what is happening? Whether they should or shouldn't is irrelevant. What is happening is, and how you respond to it is the most important thing. That's why I like the bottom lane gank. I just think we should have done the Raptors, knowing it was warded, sequence on down, boom, better gank. Yes, Bel'Veth might be able to steal our blue side, but who really gives a toss? Because when you go here thinking the Bel'Veth's going to be invaded, she's not there. So now you have the timer in her camps, and you can gank mid lane all the same, and take the top scuttle all the same. And now, because Bel'Veth's done a full clear, you're there to protect your blue side. Easy. That's the lesson. Now, Bel'Veth takes her second blue, goes to her wolves. We're shadowing ganks way too much. And on Virkayu GG, in the jungle class we had just yesterday, basically it was a 90-minute, like, huge early game supreme jungle coaching. I don't know what we're doing here. And a lot of these questions came up about ganking angles and when do we actually gank. But if you're just looking this desperately for ganks, you're looking too hard and you're missing the opportunities that exist. Now, she walks into your face here, so she looks into your face here. You know, I don't want to give any sort of results-based thinking to this, but now at this particular stage, we live. Bel'Veth is on... Squidward? Squidward? Was machst du? Okay, Squidward. Chat-based gameplay. Yeah. Cool. Alright. So, in the end, we end up 3-1-1. Why? Because Bel'Veth should be up 20 to 30 CS. If I see a jungler like Lee Sin forcing this many ganks and really compromising his pathing overall, I'm not wasting my time. Is he not? Basically, if he wants to spend this much time bottom lane, this is mine. This has been mine already. This is mine. I can dive this. Ilawi, maybe not. But all of this is mine. Maybe I can gank mid lane. I'm gonna go back to base. Once you're done here, Lee Sin, I'm gonna come back down there and gank them, and then I'm gonna take the dragon. You have so much control. Now the Blitzcrank just face checks us. Again, we haven't based yet. Let's see what the Bel'Veth does. Straight to Herald. Straight to Herald. Well, no. I'm compromised. You need to be 6 before you go straight to Herald. And that's the problem. We should be taking Herald. We should be level 6. We want to be able to get those Void Fishies in the truest of true forms. But we cannot because we died here and compromised on our sequencing instead of just following through. Complete breakdown of fundamentals in this game. Absolutely. So, how do we fix our game planning? Choose your route and loading screen based upon where you want to end up. And the two things you consider are what the enemy jungler going to do that I need to consider, and two, which lane would I like to gank first rotation. That's it, okay? Straight up that simple. I've addressed this in an email, actually, but I can always maybe make a video about it on the main channel. A holistic guide on this topic. Secondly, when random things occur, don't let it compromise your entire goal. Use it as a way to fuse those things together. Hey, I planned on doing red side Quadra ganking top lane, but bot lane looked gankable, so I reacted to that. And now I need to find out what the Bel'Veth is doing so I can adjust based upon what she's been doing. And it's always dynamic like that, and it's difficult. And in gold coaching, the biggest thing I focus on is gold denial, jungle denial. Well, gold's a pun there, but there you go, nicely done. Gold and experience denial through experience. Okay, I had to pause because I muffled that up. Gold and experience denial through counter jungling, through counter ganks, through simply doing things that they aren't doing. In this particular case, Lisa wants to really invest 10 minutes down here, 43 CS by 10 minutes. You know, I've taken all of this. You should be collapsing on this with a 2-level lead. And you get that because he does random things that are not good. You've taken all his stuff, you've taken objectives, you've ganked another lane, you've reset, you kept sequencing. So your own sequencing here is a form of denial sometimes because you get a huge lead over them. And now, basically, he is in the loss, in the red column, because he had to spend so much here to get 3-1-2. And you're going to look at this and say, well, how's it fair to the Bel'Veth when he's getting rewarded for this? That's solo queue. That's solo queue. Now we're investing way too much time here on the top lane, hitting all these turrets. When you kill a Lowy and you see Listen down bottom lane again, go Herald, truest of true forms. Why aren't we even thinking about that? We could still do it now, right? You could still do it now, but we're not. And Listen, in the meantime, what I do like, and we can basically go back and just make sure we see this over here, is he finishes Dragon. He sees Bel'Veth top lane. And I love this. He's thinking a little bit about this. Hey, can I go and gank this lane, dive this lane? Can I take a grump? What can I do here while the Bel'Veth's on the other side, right? And that's the kind of mentality you want. Nice kick, actually. So even though Lee Sin has not had the best game, and here we go, counter jungling, right? Because we saw the Bel'Veth top lane. Even that's a terrible ward. Unless you want to cheese, which you can do, I would prefer to see the Bel'Veth coming down. But he's had good denial here in terms of taking away that whole bottom lane, taking away some camps, taking away a dragon. And while his path thing was terrible, and while he really hovered the ganks way too much, and while he timed everything, he still had that one concept. Hey, Bel'Veth's top lane, I can take stuff. She will be coming down though, most likely. Or is she going straight Herald? Oh my god. So, you know, at this point, he thinks she's on Herald. I think we all think she's on Herald. Now we look at the Pantheon here. Can we do something? Does that have ultimate? Oh, mechanically, he's being let down. He has been in good positions to make stuff happen, but his mechanics have let him down. Yeah. This is a rough one. Sorry I have to watch this, but if you were to watch your own VODs, you would see this as well sometimes. Now Bel'Veth is doing the Herald. Now Manifest. Now Bel'Veth is doing... Now... I'm in so much pain. Pantheon comes back in here. We kill the Senna. We'll at least get a true form, obviously. Anyway, so Lee Sin goes back to his red side. Now Bel'Veth is like, hey, maybe I can shadow something here and take some camps, which hasn't really done anything. Oh, hello. She just goes in and E's, hits her W there. Now she's going to get ulted with no E out, but Zed misses that one. Pantheon gets a stun here. Lee Sin is pretty juiced, but he does have a lot of golden pocket, 1600 to be exact. Misfortune shows up here to ult. Bottom lane turret is dead, so everybody's rotated to the mid lane, which doesn't make sense because red team still has a bottom lane to kill, still has plates to kill. Why is everyone here? What you're looking at is your Korean Challenger long-term skirmish effect. But the thing is, hey, he did it. Bravo. Good job, son. Take the blue buff now. Deny that as well. There you go. In a nutshell, man, the gold material I make is explicitly about refining your early game to make it copy-paste straightforward, recognizing what you want to accomplish. Start to really stretch your tracking to a better level. Down, kite down, kite down, kite down. Okay, she comes. There we go. And this right here. Bel'Veth doing top lane things. No reason why she's not doing Herald. Dragon, kill bot lane. Bel'Veth goes back, probably doing Herald now, right? Does Grump, does Wolves. Cool. He's put himself in a position to take away her shit, take away her lanes, take away objectives. And even though his path thing was terrible, so was Bel'Veth's. She just didn't do jungle denial. The thematic for all my gold coaching and everything I do when it comes to gold content, right? That you see. the elevation of your knowledge and ability in the game, and this applies to Platinum as well now, Gold and Platinum actually, is ensure you do what the Lee Sin's doing here in the second phase. Not the first phase, that was abysmal, but the second phase. Now Bel'Veth is level 7, shows up top lane to a level 10 Ilaoi. I don't know what you think you're going to do here. Oh, she missed! She missed and Kayle shows up. Unlucky, but yeah. That, you know, if you see a level 10 top laner and they're low and you're level 7, you better damn well have a lot of gold. And you don't even have one item, you don't even have the right item, so... Lee Sin now finally does a full sequence. Hey son, can we do something on the top lane here? Are we strong enough? It's a level 11 Kayle. With no turret. Just take the Scuttle Crab and maybe sneak... I would maybe sneak away the Herald, that's no joke here. When I see this and I watch, I go take this and I quickly take this back to the pit. And I'm really focusing right now on sneaking away the Scuttle and sneaking away the Herald from the Bel'Veth. And I think 100% should have done that. 100%. Because that you would get it too. And you could always rotate and deal with stuff afterwards. Bel'Veth, boss. Virkayu GG, folks. Free jungle improvement PDF. Free. Drills to improve. Literally. Sign up, get a free PDF. That's it. Don't have to buy a course. I advise buying courses, but if you just want some free material, get the PDF. Start watching your own games. Learn how to track. Learn to analyze yourself. Learn to understand what junglers need to accomplish. That's why I give away the free PDF, 42 pages, because this is all fixable just through that and watching my YouTube. Honestly. Anyone's YouTube that makes jungle educational content. We're all in this together, right? To learn and improve the game. Oh, everyone has different philosophies on how to do stuff, but yeah. Yeah. Although, the one thing we can learn here is, and one, Ilaoi is a bit of a degenerate champion. We all know that. Two, I know we're used to Kayle's inting, right? Or in giving up by level 8, but hey, they can get fed, even through randomness and terrible things. This is not a good mechanical game. This is not a good representation of what we can do as a population, I think. This is not definitely a highlight reel. But the Kayle, like, she's just killing the Zed. Over the wall comes the Pantheon. The Lee Sin's like, let me quickly snack that away. I mean, he's a huge, nice shift again with the ward hop. Okay, you can go back in here. That's a ward. Hits the Q, goes in. Hits the slow this time. We do obviously have the Ice Spike Whip active. We're going to try and get one more Q here. Slowed by the Misfortune. Yeah, we had a few more windows and a bit of animation cancels and smooth mechanics that we could have applied that we didn't. We also have a kick now, so that's fine. We can handle those situations. I like that. Let's look at the gold. 7.7 to Lee Sin, 5.6 to the Bel'Veth. Because once the Lee Sin settled down after the first rotation, you know, like missing everything, he was able to calm down, counter jungle, take a dragon, gank the lane, take his camps, gank the lane, take a dragon, counter jungle, gank the lane. Like, he just gave up top lane. You know, he sequenced a little bit here and there, but that's about it. And the Bel'Veth lacked any sort of cohesive answer or just any sort of proactive brain cell. And this is just a decision you don't want to make here, basically. So, normally with gold and stuff, we have a lot of these long games. This one doesn't look like it's going to be a long game. But we're learning a lot about the impact we have from jungle. You know, in this case, pay attention to respawn timers. That's pretty standard stuff, right? Ilaoi's just split pushing. Probably going to go whole breaker at some point. We have all the dragons under control. Let's see if anything interesting happens. Lee Sin's now back in the bottom lane. Let's have a look at the lead up to that. Ah, well, of course. We have pushed bottom lane in. We have Ilaoi topside. Baron's available. Their whole team is useless. Let's go bottom lane as two people and try and fight their whole team. No, what should we do in this particular situation? Just take your Senna, take your Zed, take everyone and say, hey, let's go Baron. Let's go Baron right now. Because you all die here. They shove this up. You can have Zed push this up a little bit. Just go start the Baron. There's no ways to have vision on it. Just go do it. It's a free 20-21 minute Baron. And that's how you win these games quickly. Honestly is. Bel'Veth moves up. Pantheon shows up again. Ult used. Zed uses the shadows. The shadows. Bel'Veth is split pushing with no true form. For there she goes. Lee Sin shows up. Alright. We'll snack that up. KO splitting on the top side, level 15. See, that's a problem, right? You gotta end this game before KO becomes 16 and becomes a literal 1v9. So we'll make sure we get that slow Iron Spike Whip. Ult is broken here. We do have Kick, which we can use to make sure she doesn't get out of turret range. Nice kill. Clean kill. Well done. If only we could do that every game. Please don't go Gold Drinker Ravenous Hydra. Ugh. No. Gold Drinker. Black Cleaver. Why complicate your life? Or, you know, you can do lethality if you're really feeling spicy, but don't really need to. So now we are going to go ahead and do the Baron. They will get a free dragon for this. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. Just make sure you get it. If they show up here, zone as best you can. You have the smite. They cannot smite you here. Was available. Decided not to use it. Anyway, this will be a game of League of Legends that occurred in time and space. Not my time and space, not your time and space, but yeah, definitely not their most beautiful moment. But the Lee Sin, honestly, despite not doing, you know, the most clean stuff, has at least had a decent showing of showing up in the right places at the right time to make sure he's getting the kills that need to be gotten to actually push and end this game. And the Bel'Veth looks absolutely totally lost. Wrong itemization. You know? Nice. Good job, Lee Sin. Honestly, like, good job. Mechanics will get better. Well, I shouldn't have said that. But mechanics will get better, and nice follow by the Falcons. Yeah. Hopefully you learned a little bit about thinking about your early game dynamically, because your game plan and your clears are so important. If you get stuck in a situation where you're running around in circles because you have no idea what you're doing, what they're doing, and now you're worried they're going to gank, so you shadow, just don't, right? Don't spend 2 minutes in a lane, are they or not, are they not? Because if you go do everything that you could do while they actually do that themselves, you have a huge lead by default. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Short one today. Make sure everything is nice and tight in the early game. See you in the